Hey guys, what's up? My name is Miranda. Up until today, nobody on this side of the universe knew about me or my brothers. Well, I guess it's time to show you people who we are and what we're doing here. We live on a world called Cubia, but we also travel back and forth between Cubia and another planet called Gypto. Gypto is like a medieval twin, while we've got the more technologically advanced civilization. But Gypto is exactly the kind of place you'd find in a book, or a game, or a movie. Medieval fantasy. We actually carry out missions for a king. The guy's name is Roland. I just happen to be in the middle of an interview right now, so come on in.
So, Miranda, care to tell us a bit about yourself?
I live with 5 brothers who all have problems, including me.
Problems?
Yeah, problems. Mental problems. For me, it's autism. Autism is very, very hard to describe, at least for me. But you could see it as a blessing and a curse at the same time. We think, feel, and act differently from others, sometimes causing problems. A lot of us are really smart, but socially we don't do so well.
So, who are your brothers?
Their names are Neil, who's my twin, Daniel, Andrew, Stanley, and Simon.
And your parents?
They're dead.
Oh. Well, sorry for your loss.
We look after ourselves now, including the house we live in. We inherited it from our parents just after they passed away. I don't know why we decided to go mountain hiking that day.
What happened to them?
They got swept off the edge of a cliff by a snow avalanche. Poor Simon suffered the most from that. In fact, he's the only one that didn't have problems up until a couple of years ago when it happened. He hasn't been the same since.
Well, I wish you the best in your future. So, now that you and your brothers are on your own, who calls the shots?
Neil does, but I tend to take over when he's not available. They see me as the mother figure, and in many ways I am my mother, just that I'm much more prone to beating the stuffing out of someone if they seriously screw around with me or any of my brothers.
Explain?
Well, Neil doesn't know how to act around these few girls that like to flirt with him at school. I know them personally, and all they're doing is making life hard for him. They have no respect for his disorder, and they're probably hoping to hook up with him one day to sponge up all our money. Nothing a few well-placed knuckles won't fix.
You obviously care a lot for Neil.
Well, I have to, as well as everybody else. You know the old saying, united we stand, divided we fall. We all have different stuff that's going on inside our minds.
So, as far as Gypto goes, how's life on there?
Crazy, let me tell you. It's like living in a fantasy novel. In any given situation that calls for us to pull ourselves together, we always have a system based on our strengths and weaknesses.
And that system would be...
We have different roles that we play during something like that, different areas of strength. Neil's gotten us out of a lot of trouble thanks to his leadership and diplomacy. He's secretly a wizard too, so he can actually cast spells. We just hide it from people, though the thought of being under constant scrutiny from the media makes me cringe. On the other hand, though, he's a bit clumsy, so that tends to work against us at times. Daniel is very strong, but also very unstable. We have to try and keep him in a good mood, or else the situation can escalate into something very scary. Andrew is the youngest, and also the most energetic. Getting him to sit down is a big enough challenge, considering he has ADHD. He's really impressive at contraptions. Ever since I got him that one game for Christmas that lets you build your own chain reaction contraptions, he's taken that idea and kind of used it in real life. You'd be surprised at what he can pull off. Stanley is gifted with incredible math skills, brilliant accuracy, and very good dexterity. He always beats the pants off everyone in a game of darts, where he gets bullseye after bullseye after bullseye. You can't beat him. But like the rest of us, he does have his setbacks. He's incredibly curious and very absent-minded. He'll remember a number on a wall for years, but if you ask him to do something, he'll forget 5 minutes later. Another problem he has is with his nervous system. He doesn't react to pain, which is a bad thing. I have to make sure he hasn't hurt himself because you can never tell his overall state of health unless you're a doctor or something. Also, he has problems learning figurative speech. Simon is the guy I told you about before that still suffers from the death of our parents. He has nightmares about it constantly, and one of his biggest phobias is anything that looks like it could fall on top of him. He'll start freaking out. But in spite of all this, he's very clever. He invents things like weapons and gadgets. Well, that's everyone.
Okay, Thanks for the interview. I hope to be back soon when I can see your brothers too.
Okay, have a good one. So yeah, now you know a bit about us. Things can get pretty crazy in this family, but we always find a way through everything that life throws at us. We just need to... Who knocked over my vase? I swear to God, Andrew, if that was you...